potato pizzas. That's what I'm making. I love it when it's live. Nothing better. Maybe I'll mess up. Maybe I'll cut my finger. Maybe something will happen. But it's incredible. We're on Amazon Live making the mini pizzas. I got the steamed potatoes. I want to give everybody a rundown of what's happening here. I see questions rolling in right now. That's cool. That's cool. So incredible. Let's go. Let's do this. So I'll give you guys a rundown of what I have right here, all right? I got some potatoes that are already steamed, right? I'm going to peel the skins off of those. We're going to make the dough is what we're going to do. It's the medical medium cooking show, you guys, if you just came on. I got some cherry tomatoes, which are really, these are incredible right here. Cherry tomatoes. Got the mushrooms, right? Incredible there. Don't get that mixed up with shrooms. These are edible mushrooms right here. Really good ones for you. Little baby portobellos. I got the basil right here. Fresh basil, which is great. Got the onions. It's a white onion. I got the red onions right there. So really pumped up about that. And I got some zucchinis here too. Just showing you guys what I have for the recipe. Maybe you guys have some of this. Red bell peppers, which I don't think I might even use. I'm not sure. I got some garlic here too as well. So that's fun. And arugula, which is incredible. Arugula is such a wonderful herb. You got to remember that when you're eating arugula, like an abundant amount of it, just so you know, when you're doing that, you're actually eating an herb. You're eating an herb. So it's like a leafy green herb. So that's really incredible. If you guys just came on here, if you don't know who I am, #1 New York Times best-selling author in health books, going on over 6.5 years now. So the Medical Medium book series is the most popular book series in health that is happening for 6.5 years now. Still the most popular series. Incredible. Originator of the global celery juice movement. If you guys see people drinking celery juice out there and you're seeing them chugging down the celery juice, right? Medical Medium tool, the celery juice. Cleanse, Heal, making a recipe out of this book. So I'm excited about this. You guys, I'm pumped up about this. This is crazy. This is so crazy. It's different than the other platforms, which I really love. I love this. I see people saying hi. They're coming on. Incredible. You can't believe it. You must have got the timing wrong again. No, you're here. Nancy, you're here. Fantastic. So glad you guys. I'm making some food today. You're in the Medical Medium kitchen. This is the Medical Medium cooking show. This is where we're doing it. It's on Amazon Live. That's the deal. It's your favorite too? Incredible. Incredible. You're having arugula now? Amazing. Whoa, you guys, incredible. Proud of all of you guys. So let's do this. Let's start working on it. Why not? We're live. We're live. All right? So I'm going to start peeling these potatoes back a little bit. Is what I'm going to do. And what I'm doing is these are already steamed, just so you know. I'm going to be throwing out all kinds of tips. This is about cooking. This is about cool things. You guys, there's links of stuff that I use in my kitchen. Everybody's always asking me, what do you do? Medical Medium, what do you do? Medical Medium, what do you got going on? What do you eat? What do you do? The whole bit, right? So I'm making a recipe right out of here to begin with, right? So this is the mini potato pizza right here. So this is a really fun one. Really healthy. Easy on the digestion. Easy on the digestion, which is really cool. Health with Liz is here. I just saw you come up with a comment. You've been wanting to make some of the pizzas? Incredible. So that's what we're going to be making, you guys. This is really cool right now. I'm actually really excited about this. Medical Medium cooking show. Right out of Cleanse to Heal. How many of you guys have this book? So it's a world famous book right now. So I'm reading comments. We're doing this. So let's go. Let's see. I'm peeling back some of the skins on the potato. These are steamed, so keep that in mind. These are steamed potatoes. I'm peeling back some of the skins right here, right? Is what I'm doing. Because you can keep the skins on if you want, but you'll have more of a brown dough when you're making these pizzas. The crust is going to be potato. Fancy that. The crust is going to be potato, which is really cool, right? So getting some of these skins off right here, which is great. Easy technique after you steam them. Let them cool down a little bit, right? And then what you do is you take your fork and you just scratch along. I mean, how cool is that? You just scratch along, and that's what you have. So, and you don't have to take every little bit off. You just want an aesthetic. You just want that. You don't want it to just be the color, you know, of the russet potato. You want to have more of that dough color, right? Because you're looking for that dough color, because basically we're making a crust. If you guys are gluten sensitive, this is incredible. Think about this, right? This is a gluten-free crust. We're making pizza with gluten-free crust, and we're not using corn. Check that out, right? So many people are sensitive to corn and have no idea. You know, they have all kinds of stuff going on. They're sensitive to corn, right? It's hard on their system. A lot of people, they don't know this, and they don't know what's happening, right? And this is what's really cool about this is a gluten-free crust, corn-free. Think about that one, corn-free. How cool. So I got some different cameras set up too. You guys might be able to get a close-up right now of me peeling back some potatoes, which is really cool. Check that out, right? Move this over too. You guys can check out my technique. It's really simple. It's really easy. So I'm just kind of scraping these down a little bit. And I thought about it. I said, you know, maybe I should do this before. I was like, no, I wanted to show you guys how I did it. Because I was thinking maybe I should do this technique earlier. And I'm like, no way. If you guys are just coming on, we're making mini potato pizzas. And we're going to talk about different things, different tips about, you know, cooking in here, fun stuff, right? So it's going to be fun. So peeling some of these back right now. This is a new show. This is a new show for Medical Medium, all right? If you guys want to look at all the different health stuff that Medical Medium's about, if you want to look into all that, you can check it out on all the other platforms, the Medical Medium platforms. That's where I go into depth with details about chronic illness and details about health issues and all that. But here, we're having some fun. That's what we're doing. And all the things that I use, right? They're things that are they're linked. You can see it too. They're linked on Amazon, because everybody's always like, "Hey, what do you do? Like, what things are you doing?" You know, the whole bit. You can cook for me any day. I saw that. You love the close up. That worked for you. Great. I was hoping it would look good. You'd be able to see what's going on. Yeah, I don't have that close up going on the other platform, so it's actually really cool. So I'm peeling back some of these. If you guys just came on here, I'm peeling back some of these potatoes right now. That's what I'm doing. It looks a little sloppy, but that's the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to get them perfectly. I want the dough to have a certain color to it, right? Because that's what it's about. You're making a gluten-free pizza crust. So here's some halves. If you steam potatoes, you can cut the potato in half. A lot of people steam potatoes, and guess what? The potato's not cooked all the way in the center. They steam their potatoes, and they're not cooked all the way in the center. They think they were cooked. They put the fork in, right? But they weren't cooked all the way through. And then somebody will eat an uncooked potato and be like, I tried potatoes, they don't work for me. I tried a potato, doesn't work for me. Bothered my stomach. Well, it's like, dude, you didn't cook it. You didn't cook it. Great, you're making this because I always mess up the crust. Really? So you actually make this, but you mess up the crust? I don't think you mess it up. I don't think you're messing it up. I don't think you're messing it up. It always comes out too soft. Really? You know what's funny is, let's see how it comes out today. What if it comes out, not perfect today? We're live right now, and a lot of times I'll just slap stuff together, and it'd be like, whoa, it's a little different today. It's not perfect. So let's see. There's a good chance you make it better than me. How about that? If I was over your house and I was trying your mini pizzas, there's a good chance I'd be like, hey, this actually this actually is better than the one I made. So I don't know. I wouldn't be tough on yourself. That's for sure. Right? So I'm just peeling these back right here, trying to make some room. The bowl's kind of probably in the way for you guys, but here we go. That should be good right there. So I got a lot of potatoes right here. It looks good. Just gonna rinse off my hand for a second here. If anybody just came on here, I'm the #1 New York Times best-selling author of the Medical Medium book series. This book's on Amazon right now. It's 51% off. It's a legendary book because of how many people have this book around the world. So it's one of the best-selling books in health around the world since it was released. The Medical Medium book series is an incredible book series, right? You'll see a little gold emblem on here that health authors don't have, which is really important to know. It says millions of copies sold in the Medical Medium book series. Health authors sell 10,000 copies or they'll sell 20,000 copies, right? But they don't sell millions and millions around the world without PR and without marketing, without a publicist, without anything. It's because people said, oh my God, that was an incredible book. This is what it's done for me. And then they tell somebody else, oh my God, this is what it's done for me. And they tell somebody else and they tell somebody else. And that's why this book is what it is, which is really incredible. So it's 51% off Amazon, right? Amazon.com. You see the link below. Making a recipe out of this. This is really cool. The Medical Medium Cooking Show starts today. Starts today. You guys, you know what's funny about when you start a new episode on a new show, a new platform? Did you ever, you ever watch all the different shows, right? On television over the years or whatever? That book broke me free from Mattress Island. If you guys don't know what Mattress Island is, let's just talk about it for a little bit. Mattress Island is a place where you're sick, you're suffering, you're struggling, and you spend more time in bed than you do living your life out of bed. And that's what's really hard about Mattress Island. It's really difficult. And so that book, thank you for letting people know that this book freed you from Mattress Island. I can't even tell you what that means to me, knowing that I did something that got you out of that. It's incredible. It's incredible. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. I can't even tell you. So what do we have here? We got the potatoes. I'm going to start mashing these up. So basically what I'm doing is I'm mashing the dough, right? So this is the one I use right here. There's a link below if you guys want. You guys might all have a masher. You guys might already have one that you like and everything. That's the one that I like right there. So you can check that out. What happens is when I'm doing lives, right? You guys, when I'm doing lives, I don't talk about like these little things like the masher. When do I talk about that? But everybody's like, hey, what are you using? And I never answer. I'm not like, hey, I'm using this masher and stuff. So that's what's cool about this like new gig right here. It's really cool in a sense where, hey, let's talk about these little special things that actually they matter. I mean, this masher matters to me because I use it every day. So it's practically every day. So, but you might be somebody that's like, oh, I don't need a masher. I'll just use a fork or something. You could do that. That works. I mean, look, whatever makes you happy, really, right? Whatever makes you happy. That's how I look at it. Taking some of these skins out that I see. So, if you guys are wondering, what I'm doing is I'm making dough. But you don't see like wheat flour. You don't see me playing with wheat flour. You don't see me cracking an egg into the flour. Right? You know what I mean? You don't see that. Cracking an egg into the flour, right? You don't see that. This is a gluten-free crust we're making right here. So I'm doing this mashing. I got, the recipe calls for a couple of pounds of potatoes, but I'm talking about like, I probably got 5 pounds of potatoes in here. Maybe I got like 5 pounds of potatoes in here. I don't like doing everything exact sometimes. I'm not going to sit there and weigh the potatoes and be like, all right, it looks about, that's about, 2 pounds. Instead, I'm like, just potatoes. Just throw them in here. But I mean, if you do less than 2 pounds, you'll end up with only like a couple of mini pizzas or a few mini pizzas. So you want to do a little bit more. So you got some comments there. Can we get the recipe? Someone's asking, can we get the recipe? Cleanse to heal. That's the recipe right there. Just get Cleanse to Heal. That's all. It's 51% off on Amazon right now, this book, which is incredible. $16.99. There's 75 recipes in there. I just want to forewarn you, though. So you'll be in your kitchen doing stuff, right? Ashley said this is really helpful. This is everything I used to wish for. Always love learning what you do and what you use. Thank you so much. You're a legend. I'm honored. The book's a legend. The book. Me, I'm just AW. Want to make sure I can get your life as good as it can in any way possible, help out in any way possible, change some lives, save some lives wherever we can, SOC and I can, right? The whole bit. So this dough is getting sticky. What I love about this potato dough is it really gets really nice and sticky. It does. I hope I'm going to be able to actually make these patties without it sticking so much, but you can always moisten your hands a little bit too. And I have a feeling I might have to do that to make these. Yeah, let's improvise. Let's do that. Okay, so we got a really good mash here. And I took most of the skins off. So we'll have that dough color, right? There we go. I think we got something here, you guys. I think we got something here. That's what I'm thinking. If you guys just came on here, I'm a #1 New York Times bestselling author of a book series, right? So I'm going to put this over. Chronic illness expert. That's what people know me as, right? But today, on this show, it's the Medical Medium Cooking Show. That's where we are. That's what we're talking about. All right, this dough looks good. This stuff is sticky. You know what my favorite part about this dough is? I'm not putting yeast in here. Yeast. Yeast is not a good thing. Not a good thing. Right? So look, you can do 2 pounds of potatoes. I'm doing probably more. It's probably more than 2 pounds. And I'm going to make these little patties. I'm going to get a little water in this bowl. Just a touch. Just in case I need to moisten my hands. I'm going to add some spices too. Let me do that. A little garlic powder in here. Right? And there you go. A little garlic powder. I get my herbs from Amazon. A garlic powder right there. A little onion powder. Here's what's really cool. If you like more onion powder, put more onion powder in. If you like more, put it in. When people do recipes, I always tell them, you love your herbs and spices, put in more. Just put in more. If you love it, put more. Look, I love garlic powder. I'm going to put some more in. Maybe even a little bit more. You know why? This is a really big dough. This is a really big dough. You just got finished. The Amazon customer says, I just finished day 9 of the Advanced 369 cleanse. I feel amazing. Oh my God. So much clarity in my mind. Energy is high. I slept the best. Whoa. Amazing. That's a 369 right here in Cleanse to Heal. The 369, you guys. That's what that is. So anybody coming on, do you have the book? Do you have the book? I just want to give you a forewarning, a disclaimer about this book. I just want to give you a little disclaimer, if that's okay. If you're new and you pick up this book and you read it, your mind will be blown. Just forewarning you. That's all. Your mind will just blow. I'm letting you know. Okay? So, Cleanse to Heal. Healing plans for sufferers of anxiety, depression, acne, eczema, Lyme, brain fog, weight issues, migraines, bloating, the whole bit. Autoimmune, right? Eczema, psoriasis. That's what's the title of the book right there. Just reading that. And if you're somebody that in health where you think you're seasoned, right? Because you could be. Somebody in health, you think you're seasoned, and you know everything there is out there in alternative medicine. When you read this, I'm giving you a forewarning. Get ready, because you may not be as seasoned as you thought you were. Because when you read this, your mind's just going to get blown, and you're going to be like, why isn't that information anywhere else out there? And you'll be like, I thought I knew everything. And then I read that book, and oh my God. So when you get a chance. Yes, your book on mystery illness helped transform my life. Incredible, incredible. All right, we just put some garlic powder in there. We just put some onion powder in there, which I'm actually pumped about. We're going to put some oregano. I like oregano. Look, if you don't like oregano, don't put it in. You can still make the recipe. A lot of people, they'll be like, I can't make that recipe. I'll be like, why? I don't like oregano, AW. Don't put it in. Make the recipe, just don't put it in. That's okay. The spices are linked below, so they're linked below. Get them on Amazon. How cool is this? This is really, really cool. So I got some herbs in here, and you can even do more herbs than that. Really, I mean, you can. So I'm going to mix those herbs in right here a little bit into the dough. Very exciting. I got the oven preheating to 400, right? All right, so let me get my pan ready, you guys, right? Let's do that. Crust is sitting here nice and happy. It's happy, happy. That crust, I got a pan right here. So what you see here, okay, is some parchment paper. So this is interesting because I'm asked about the parchment paper, like which one do I use? So I have the link below in the parchment paper, right? So this is it right here. So I'm going to do about the length of the pan, okay? And this pan too is also linked below, right? Okay. There we go. We're having fun. What can I tell you? So I got the pan ready, you see? So let's start making the crust, the dough balls. Let's start doing that, okay? I'm gonna put it over here. All right. Where to get the nice pan? The link is below on the pan. It's a pan I've always used too, you guys. Like this isn't a new pan for me. I've had this pan for like a long time, and I've used it on my YouTubes. I've used it on my other platforms, right? Made food with it, but I never got to tell you guys where I got it. It's just on Amazon, which is really cool. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to take some of the dough, right? Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of water in my hand. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Put a little, moisten up your hand is what you want to do. Definitely want to. And this way you can actually make this without it sticking and all that. Stick it to your hands, all right? A little bit of moisture on your hands. You're gonna need it. Because if you got some really sticky potatoes, that's what's gonna happen. So here we go. So that's one pizza. Now, you can have these I don't want these pizzas so small. I don't want them so tiny. I want them a good size, right? You can make the crust a little thinner. You can make the crust a little thicker. You guys can see this, right, on a close-up? See if you guys can see this, right? Check it out, right? There you go. Now you can make them a little thicker if you want a little thinner. There you go. I'm gonna make them like that. I might make some different sizes for you guys. I think that would be kind of cool too, right? I'll make some different sizes. So, making one right here. What do you guys like the most? Right? What do you like the most about cooking? Me, I like knowing I'm surrounded by all these living foods, right? And even though you cook them, you can have some of them raw, which is an amazing thing too. Okay, so I'm going to put this down. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to fan this out a little bit. Now, I'm doing different sizes on purpose because I want you to know that you actually have the option. That you can do a smaller one, you can do a bigger one, right? There's kind of a medium-sized one right there. There you go. By the way, there's something really incredible about these recipes in Cleanse to Heal that we're doing, that we're talking about. What's incredible about these recipes, just so you know, is there's no lard or anything in here. There's no grease in here. So, Jan says, lost 40 pounds. Lost 40 pounds. And Brenda says, yes, knowing these foods heal us, not just physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. Yeah, incredible. Incredible. Jen says, lost 40 pounds eating potatoes on the mono eating cleanse. So we'll cover that a little bit too, on the mono eating cleanse, right? Thank you, Anthony and SOC. All right. So that's in Cleanse to Heal right there. So you're talking about Cleanse to Heal. That's incredible. She lost 40 pounds doing the mono cleanse, which is in Cleanse to Heal. So the mono cleanse is in here. Incredible. Incredible. You know, the thing about Cleanse to Heal is there's so much in there. There's different cleanses in there. You got the mono cleanse. And I've heard that a lot. People losing weight on the mono cleanse, losing 40 pounds, losing 20 pounds, losing 15 pounds on the mono cleanse. I've heard that a lot. And I mean, just so many people. And so, just incredible. This is a smaller pizza right here, okay? So I'm making like larger, medium, small, right? Which is kind of fun. I was going to do them all the same size, but I decided that this was interesting way to do it. So let's do another one. Maybe I'll do another one now that's even bigger. So let me do that, okay? Or actually, I'll do another small one. I think that's what we'll do. For some reason, I can't make up my mind. So we got a small one here, too. Got potato flying everywhere. Right. You love potato pizza? I see the comments coming through. You guys, first of all, I'm honored you're here at the Medical Medium Cooking Show, right on Amazon Live. How cool is that? Right? And I'm honored you guys are here, truly, okay? I really am. So I'm making another potato pizza right here. Potato crust, which will turn into a potato pizza. No gluten. This is gluten-free. Fact. This is gluten-free. Fact. Love it. Love it. Gluten-free. Okay? That's no joke. Right? Gluten-free. Corn-free. Corn-free. What about that? Okay? I got potato pieces flying everywhere. The potato wants to escape. Yeah, potato dough. That's right. Dr. Fun, MD, medical doctor on here right now, says it's potato dough. Good to see you. Glad you're here, Doc. Glad you're here. Honor to have you here on a Sunday, because I know you work hard on your patients. You're working hard on your patients all week long. I know, Dr. Fun, you have an immensely busy practice. An immensely busy practice. You're a medical doctor that's got a very busy practice. You're here on Sunday. You're chilling out in the Medical Medium kitchen, right? Well, guess what? I'm totally honored. Totally honored. You know, after seeing people all week, right? Working really hard, trying to save people from their pain, their suffering, helping them better their lives, and then you're here on your Sunday. Truly honored. Potatoes are your favorite? Holly? Amazing. You guys, if you just came on here, I'm the Medical Medium. You might have heard about me somewhere along the line. Maybe you've seen me on Extra TV, right? On Extra, been on there a bunch of times. Maybe you see me on Entertainment Tonight. Maybe you see me on the Kardashians. Maybe you see me somewhere else. Maybe you see me somewhere else on TV or other places, right? Maybe you see me on Instagram. Maybe you see me somewhere else, whatever. The Medical Medium, #1 New York Times bestselling author, if you don't know who I am. Originator of the global celery juice movement that's changing the world as we speak. There's not a juice bar that doesn't have the celery juice going. There's not a store that doesn't have the celery juice going. Why are people drinking celery juice? Why? Must be doing something for them. Guys, doing another little pie right here. Pizza pie, right? Some people call them pizza pies. Some people, call it pizza. This is the pizza dough, right? All right, so we made different sizes. That's what we did. We got a little bit of a setup right there. So I'm just giving my hands a little rinse, if you guys don't mind. Nice, nice. All right. You're in the Medical Medium kitchen right here, doing something different. Amazon Live. Have you guys checked out Cleanse to Heal? We're just making a recipe out of Cleanse to Heal right now. So we're making a recipe right out of here as we speak. We're doing the mini potato pizzas right there. I don't know if you guys can see. Right? Let's see if they look like that when we're done. This is out of Cleanse to Heal. 75 recipes right there. This is on Amazon. All right. I'm going to throw these in the oven now. Let's get them cooking. Then we're going to do some more stuff to them when we get them out. I just want to get them nice and toasty. Oven's popping right now. Boom! We're in. We're in. So you guys, I want to go over a couple of things that I have here, which is really cool. This is a zucchini, right? You guys know that. You'll notice what's going on with that zucchini. What's happening there? See those weird little cuts? Right? So what are those cuts? Okay? And those cuts are me taking my knife and making these little divots. So how many of you guys know why I actually do that with zucchinis? The skin is really, really thin on zucchinis. Okay? And I make those little cuts because, and I tell people all the time, what you'll see on the store shelf, so all the zucchinis are on the store shelf, right? So you go into the store, grocery store, and the zucchinis are here, and then everybody goes and paws through them, right? Oh, I like that zucchini. Let me put that one back. Oh, I like that one. Nope, don't like that one. Let me move these over. And what happens is the skin on zucchini are so thin that everybody's fingernails go into the zucchinis. This is what happens. The fingernails all go into them. And you'll see all the little pieces missing from everybody's fingernails going into the zucchinis. You see it all the time out there. It happens really quick. All you have to do is do that, like that, and then it happened. You see those two little spots right there? So what I like to do is I like to take a little knife after I get the zucchinis and I take out that spot where everybody's fingernails go into. Exactly, in the zucchinis, So that's what I do. And so because somebody asked me, like, hey, like, why is it like that? Like, what's going on with that? And I go, well, because it depends on how they come, right? So much bacteria under people's fingernails, right? So you got the shopping carts. Everybody's got the shopping carts, right? The shopping cart handles are as bad as they are. You got all kinds of stuff on the shopping cart handles. You got everything from strep on the shopping cart handles. You got all kinds of stuff. This herpes simplex 1 is on the shopping cart handles. Just right on shopping cart handles, right? So we're out there, we're in the store, we're on shopping cart handles, it's all on there. And then we go to the zucchini section, and we go in there, and then we're grabbing the zucchinis, and that happens right there. See that little scratch right there? Right there? There it is. And now, anything could be in there. And it could be like that with lots of different things in the grocery store. But when I see zucchinis with a lot of those little nail spots on them, what I do is I'll cut those pieces away. This is a great tip, right? CD said great tip. Look, I got a lot of great tips. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do this show a lot. We're going to do the show like once a week, and we're going to do lots of cool tips like this, which is so cool. Because I want to better your lives. It matters too, because a lot of people, they do raw zucchini dishes, all kinds of things too. So it's really important. No, right? Isn't that a great tip? All right, so we'll talk about zucchini a little bit more since I have you guys. I got the potato pizzas cooking right now, right? So what I do is I'll cut off the ends like that. I'll cut them off. If you cook them, you can cook the ends too sometimes, but they're hard. Sometimes they're hard and chewy, right? Your wisdom has healed my body so much after conventional cancer treatment for multiple myeloma. I'm so grateful for you, Anthony. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here, truly. I'm so happy too. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm honored. I mean, what you've been through too, what you've been through really is you've been through a lot. Oh my God. And I'm honored to have you here. Just remember that. So what I did was I cut off the ends right there, those little ends. Now with zucchinis, you don't have to do this, but I like to cut the little butt off where the flower was. So you see right here, you guys? See right on top, right? The flower was here, but that tends to harden. Say somebody's got some difficult teeth, like they've been drinking the caffeine all their life, and their teeth just starts to fall apart as they get older, and now they're in their 40s or whatever, and their teeth are just falling apart in their 50s, and their teeth, they're having problems, so much problem with their teeth, or they've done a lot of vinegar their whole life, right? Vinegar dissolves the teeth from the inside out. I've always talked about how the vinegar just, hinders the teeth, right? And that's and the thing is with that is when the teeth start to get really problematic in people, and then you're eating all your different foods, and all it takes is that olive pit, boom, and now you're at the dentist because you just cracked the tooth, right? Now you're at the dentist, you just cracked a tooth. So you get that olive pit, happens. Well, same thing. It's just like biting a date and the date pit in the center, right? Or having some bowl of soup somewhere and there's a little stone in the soup. Anything can happen like that. I've seen people, they bite something and boom, now their teeth are all messed up. Well, what zucchinis, if you guys look, right? Look right there on the top. That's a very hard spot right there where the flower was, and it hardened off. Take them off. Boom. Take them off. One thing about the Medical Medium Kitchen and this Medical Medium Cooking Show, it's going to be interesting, you guys. I'm going to give you a lot of tips I've never seen anybody talk about anywhere out there. And it's not nobody's fault that they do or they don't or anything. It's just that these tips can help. They can help stave off some kind of problem. All these little tips, lots of them. So we'll go into, that's the zucchini right there, and I'm going to be cutting some up for the, I'll actually have to cut some up now, actually, because I'm going to put a little bit of zucchini on top of my mini pizzas. So let me do a little zucchini chopping right here for a little bit, okay? Now you can chop a zucchini in a lot of different ways. I like to do this though. I like to go down that one right there. Okay? Maybe I can give you a little close up on this too. There we go, right? So, and you can cut them thin. I like to cut them thin, right? So some people cut them thick, depending on what you're making, right? You see that, you guys? It's a thick piece right there. But I like to cut them thin. So I like to do this where I'm cutting them nice and thin like this, right? Can you guys see that? I like to cut them as thin as I can. I mean, I don't want to sit here forever, right? And be like, and cut it so thin where each slice is like that. But I like to kind of get through it and cut them as thin as I can. There we go. Nice. These are going on my pizza dough balls, which are now little pizza pies, right? Okay. So we got some zooks. You know, when you go to a farmer's market, it's like you got zooks. You can buy cukes. Zooks and cukes. Cucumbers, zucchinis. A lot of farmers will be like, they'll put a sign up and it'll be just like, we got zooks. We got cukes. Right? You ever see that? So we're just going to slice thin a few more pieces. All right. That's nice. So great. All right. Pretty good, right? Somebody said perfect. I don't know if it was perfect. Thank you for your wisdom. You have given my 6-year-old daughter her childhood back. She is now 9 and healed so much. Denise, incredible. Incredible. Your 6-year-old daughter. Amazing, amazing. So I'm happy. I'm sure you've been using tools in the Medical Medium book series. So many people have gotten their lives back. So many people have helped so many family loved ones, their daughters, their sons, their uncles, their aunts, their grandparents. I hear that all the time where, Anthony, your book helped my grandfather and he's now walking again. Your book helped my grandmother and your book helped my child, and and your thyroid book helped my child, and your liver rescue book helped my child, and I've heard it over the years, and I'm just honored you're here, truly. Renata says children healing is especially heartwarming. It truly is. It truly is. All right, we'll take a look at some other things, you guys, too. So what else do we have here? We got some mushrooms, right? So I washed these mushrooms, by the way. My mom's thyroid nodules disappeared thanks to medical medium protocols. Incredible. And there is a protocol in here. Check out the protocols in here. There's a thyroid protocol in here. Hannah says, wow. Wow. So there's protocols in here, by the way. You guys, this is on Amazon, $16.99. It's 51% off. It's a legendary book. I say that because of what has happened since the book was released. Okay, and one of the best-selling books in health globally since that one was released, right? Name of the book is Cleanse to Heal, right? And in the subtitle right here, it's Healing Plans for Sufferers of Anxiety and Depression, Eczema, Autoimmune, the whole bit. So I'm going to chop up some mushrooms right here. See if we can get a close-up on the mushrooms. Slice these thin. So I'm going to slice this up right here. I'm slicing these up nice and thin. Sometimes mushrooms you could really go through really quick. You can go through real quick. Like, mushrooms are fun to cut. But that's a thicker mushroom. And that's what I'll do for soups and stuff. I'll do it this way right here. For soups. Right? But for the pizza, I like to cut them thinner. A mushroom just went rolling off the table over there. So with the mushrooms, I like that, with these for the pizza, I like to cut nice and thin like this, you guys, you see? Nice and thin like this. There we go. I'll cut another one, too. I want to make sure I have lots of mushroom for these pizzas. Okay? There we go. Okay. Got lots of nice mushroom slices all ready for us. Okay. Very exciting. Back to the arugula for a second right there. Somebody wants to get a leafy green in them that takes you to another level. Go with the leafy herbs. Go with the leafy herbs. Remember that. Important tip. If you don't take anything from this cooking show today, say you watched it and you're just like, oh, that was fun, but you don't take anything from it because you're just in, maybe you're in that place in your life where, no, I don't want to take anything from that cooking show today. But if you're going to take one thing from this cooking show, let it be bring in more arugula, bring in more herb leafy green, basil. That's an herb. You can use it as a leafy green, not just like an herb, not just like a little bit of basil. No. You can use it as a leafy green. There's a big difference. These are life-changing tips. Let's crack an onion open. See what we got. Okay. If you have health questions, be sure to follow me on my other platforms. If you guys got health questions and stuff, I'd love to answer health questions. I would love to, but I can't. because we got to save that for the other platforms. That's where I answer all those health questions, you know, on YouTube and on Rumble and on Facebook and on Instagram and on Telegram and on MeWe. That's where I answer a lot of the health questions. You guys know that's what I do. You know, I answer all these health questions. I talk about why we're sick, all of that. So make sure you guys are also plugged into those platforms so you can kind of experience that too. Today it's a cooking channel, a cooking show, whatever, right? Medical medium cooking kitchen show. I'm excited, right? You guys are coming on. I see new people coming on. I'm cutting an onion right now. Do you know what's funny about an onion? You never know what you're going to get. Is it a rotten onion? Right? Is it a rotten onion? It's kind of like people. You meet new people, but you don't know what you're going to get. Is it a good person? Is it a not so good person? Have you ever known a bad person in your life? I had somebody tell me the other day, there's no bad people in the world ever. There's no bad people in the world. Right? I'm cutting the onion right here. I'll show you. I'll cut another one too. I had somebody tell me the other day, there's no bad people in the world. Like, really? Because seeing people have a hard time with a lot of people. So I don't know, like, are you living on planet Earth? Because I've seen people struggle with a lot of people. Some people running away from people so far that you couldn't even catch them. They're running so far away from people. Are they running away from that person because that person's a good person? Or are they running for their life away from that person because that person's not a good person? Oh, maybe you're right. You know, maybe you're right. I guess if you put it that way, I guess you're right. I thought there wasn't any bad people at all in this world. Like, wow, I don't know. And then, okay, I'm going to cut this onion in half like that. You guys see that right there? Okay. And then I'm going to put this side down like that. And what I like, okay, here's a tip that's pretty cool. Let's try to put this onion back together, okay? Can we do that? Are we allowed to do that here? We're going to put that onion back together, right? Okay. Always, if you're going to be making your food with onions, always use this side. You'll see what I'm talking about. Don't use the root side. Use the top of the onion. The top of the onion. Not where the onion had roots. Not where the onion had roots. You can use the whole onion right down to that side, but the best side of the onion, the sweetest part of the onion, is the top of the onion. So you use that side. It's a really cool tip. Right? So I'm going to slice these thin too. So this is nice and thin, right? There goes the watery eyes. There they go. There goes the tears. Tears are coming. Oh boy. Yep. I remember someone said, put it in water. Put your onions in water. That might help. Well, I didn't do that. I don't do that normally. All right, so we got some onion going here. Here we go. Boom. Got some, now that's a nice thinly sliced onion. You don't want it so thin, right? Awesome tips, Danielle said. Okay, I'm going to move the onion over. Right, give my hand a little rinse real quick. I'm going to check these little pizzas. You guys give me a second here. Just check it real quick. Cooking right along. Nice. You know what's amazing? There's no yeast in there. There's no yeast. MSG. Yeast. So every time somebody says, do you like yeast? I'm like, MSG? What did you just say? They said, no, I said yeast. I said MSG? They said, no, Anthony. I said yeast. Do you like yeast? Is yeast okay? I said MSG? Talking about MSG? They're like, what? What are you saying? I'm like, that's yeast. MSG. It's in there. It's loaded with it. And they're like, what? I didn't know that, AW. Yeah. Paper thin. Yeah. Anthony, great tip about onion. Who knew? Yeah, I know. You'll never hear, I'll tell you right now, this is the cool thing. And my family says this all the time. My family says this all the time. Anytime I'm cooking for them or anything like that, my family says, that tip is never out there in the world. A billion chefs in the world, billion cooking shows and channels, and that tip you will never find anywhere else but you. I'll say, yeah, because it's not from me. It's from up there. That's why. It's from SOC. So you'll hear tips you never heard anywhere else. Sweeter part of the onion's at the top of the onion. That's the part you work off of. Bitter part of the onion is at the bottom where the root is. Nobody knows that. And I could give you other tips too. I'll give you a bunch of tips. It's gonna be fun. Same thing with zucchinis. Nobody knows about those tips, including the fingernail thing. But that's what's great about this show. This show is going to be about totally cool tips you haven't heard anywhere else. I'm going to start making a sauce. Let's do that. All right. I got a little sauce bowl right here. Let's go. So, I just want to finish what I was saying, though. I don't want to forget what I was saying is an onion's kind of like when you're cutting that onion open, there's a lot of rotten onions. And you don't know what you're going to get. You don't. So many times you cut it, always know. Look, here's the thing with onions, right? I wish I had a bad onion here. When you cut a bad onion, let me see if I have one here. You never know, because some of these come like this. I'm just going to cut this one real quick and see. Nope, that's a good onion. When you get a bad onion, right, it's going to ruin your meal. It's going to ruin your meal. Rotten spot in the onion. This rotten onion tastes so bad. Remember that. Be cautious. People ruin their meals, and then everybody sitting around to eat their meal is kind of not saying anything. They're just like, yeah, that was good. Yeah, no, this is good. Thank you for making us all dinner. This is good. And then meanwhile, the dinner's been ruined by a rotten onion. A rotten onion will ruin everything you're making or cooking, especially if it's rotten and fermented. So keep that in mind. Brown spots, some kind of problem. You see a weird color in there, like one layer of onion looks brown and then the other onion, the other layers look good. I'm giving you this tip because this is a really important one. I can't tell you how many friends have made me something to eat over the last so many decades, and I've watched them cut, and I didn't want to be rude because I'm over there and they're trying to make me food, and it's like it's an honor to be there. You're not gonna say nothing to the chef. I see them cutting a rotten onion and then putting it in the food, and I'm like, oh man, that's gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad. Is it okay to use onion if there's liquid coming out? It's okay if it's fresh. It's like fresh moisture, but not like rotten liquid from brown pieces inside the onion. It's a really good tip. Okay, you guys, this is a recipe we're making. If you just got on here. If you just got on here and you're like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Right? We're making a sauce any second. Okay? What is that? That's portobello stew. Hey, I got it open to portobello stew, you guys. You guys were making mini potato pizzas. I get it open to portobello stew. And that's why we're live. That's why we're live. You can only hope those things happen. You don't want everything perfect. It's no fun, man. Mini potato pizza. Right there. Right? That's what we're making. Can you guys see that pretty good? Right there? I'm going to make a sauce. We're in Cleanse to Heal. #1 New York Times best-selling author. Medical media. Best-selling books in health for 6.5 years running on the planet. No health books have done what these books have done, and you'll see a gold emblem that you won't see on the other health books. You can go on anywhere you want, Amazon, anywhere else, and you won't see that gold emblem. And that gold emblem didn't come from any PR marketing, anything. That thing came from grassroots, from people saying, oh my God, that book just changed my life. I got to tell a friend. I got to tell a friend. I got to tell a friend. Let's make some sauce. So I got the Bio Nature stuff in front of me right here. Can you remove the brown layer and use the rest of the good stuff? Okay, on the onion talk. The onion talk, man. People love their onions, and this is really good that we're talking about onions. Most of the time, when you remove that brown layer and you use what looks like still the good onion, it's going to be sour. 85% chance the rest of the onion's going to be sour. That's going to throw off the meal. I see that brown spot or that bad spot in there, and I see that ring in there, that ring that actually went south inside that onion has to go. Good thing onions are inexpensive. You just get a bunch of them and you say, you know what, that's okay, right? But never risk it. Don't risk it with the onions. Just being straight up, you guys, straight up. Yes, hang on a second. I'm still in the camera. I got my hand in the camera. You guys see me? I'm just opening the oven door. I'm looking at the pizza. Hold on, you guys. I'm still here, though. I keep my hand out to let you guys know I'm still there. All right, so I'm making the sauce. This is a tomato paste. I'll just give you a rundown on this tomato paste, right? I don't work for the company because I know you guys always want to know that stuff because, you know, like, what? He must get a big cut from that tomato paste company. No, I don't work for them. I'm not sponsored by these guys. The link, though, this sells on Amazon, so the link's there, right? But this is the Bio Nature, no salt added, no citric acid, which is a corn byproduct. There's no citric acid inside this, which is amazing right there. There's no natural flavors. If you guys know medical medium information, check it out and look into stuff and you can learn about that, right? Just like if you go and cleanse kill, you can learn about what I mean by natural flavors, if that's bad and all that, right? So if you guys are new here, right? But the product is here. You can check it out. It's linked below, right? So that's the tomato paste. I'll make a nice sauce out of it, pizza sauce out of it. Oh, critical tip. I know you guys, this tip is probably common sense instead of medical medium just making sense, right? Above common sense, right? We talked about that because it's stuff that people, you know, just like, what? Oh my God. And it's mind blowing. But here's the thing with this one. Always check your tops. I know that. Your mom taught you that probably. Your dad taught you that. Your best friend taught you that probably. Your grandfather taught you that. Always make sure your top's not popped. So many people go into the store and they're grabbing stuff and the top is popped. And they don't even know it. In all their stuff, they don't even know it. And they don't even know it when they open it. They open it and they didn't know. Did you hear that pop? It won't pop like that anymore. They don't even know the top is popped. I can't tell you how many people get a bellyache and something goes wrong because they don't know that all their the tops pop. Critical to know right there. So that one's perfect, right? Another little tip. All right. Then they think the food was like the problem. That's why their stomach's bothering them. It was the food they made. Hey, that medical medium gave me a bad recipe and I'm going to go and write something terrible out there on him. Like, you know, because you know what? I just don't like his mug and I'm going to make sure I actually write something bad. But, you know, meanwhile, you got a bellyache because your top was popped. You got a bellyache because your top was popped, dude. That's why you got a bellyache. All right, so remember that. All right, let's make some pizza sauce here. Let's get some tomato paste here. Going right. I got a lot of pizza there, so I'm going to put some tomato paste in there, right? This is good. All right. There's already a little bit of water in there, and it calls for adding a little bit of water. So let's get a little bit of honey in this sauce. Let's do that. Let's put a little honey. By the way, this honey, the link's below, right? Put a little bit of honey in here. There we go. That's awesome. Let's get some spices in here. Let's put a little thyme in here. You guys, you know how amazing thyme is, right? Just so you know, I've talked about it on all the other platforms, how incredible it really is. You guys, you know, you guys that know the inside info, right? You know how incredible it is. It's amazing. So put a little thyme in there. We're in the sauce right now, right? We got some honey in there, and we're going to put a little oregano in there. Let's do that. Put a bit of oregano in there, making the sauce. Thyme, you get it? You love it? Incredible. Incredible, Carla. Can we put maple syrup instead of honey? Absolutely. There's no law. There's no law that tells you can't put your maple syrup in there. There's no law that stops you from putting your maple syrup in there. You want to get the maple syrup in there. There's nothing that can stop you from putting that in there. I just took my maple syrup and I put a little honey, but I'll put a little bit of maple syrup in there too. Just a little touch. Because I already put honey in there. There we go. You can do maple syrup. Okay? All right? Make sure it's 100% pure. Make sure it's 100% pure. Make sure it's not that corn syrup, maple syrup, whatever you do. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Mixing this up, you guys see? You guys see? There we go. Trying to get used to the cameras. Right? That's it right there. It's got the spices in it. Okay? That's the sauce. Simple, simple, simple. Let's check these pizzas. Good night, you guys. Wow. Those are coming along real nice. They're almost done. Let's chop up some tomatoes. You say tomato, I say tomato. But we shouldn't call the whole thing off. All right. So I got some cherry tomatoes here. So I'm getting some cherry tomatoes. Let's see if there's any tips on cherry tomatoes. Oh yeah, there's tips. Oh yeah, there's tips on cherry tomatoes. Okay? Gotta watch it when they're so soft that you feel spots on them that are soft. Meanwhile, they look okay, but they're so soft that there's spots on them. Not the whole thing soft, but little tiny spots on them are soft. Right? That one right there. That one's about to go south. Keep that in mind. So when you're looking for cherry tomatoes, make sure they're not crinkly too. You know the little clamshell, you guys know the clamshell. You go in there, you get your cherry tomatoes, you got the clamshell, right? You look inside the clamshell, you're looking in there, and if they're wrinkling, if you see wrinkles on the tomatoes, no. Those are old tomatoes about to go south, all right? If you're getting your cherry tomatoes out, because I got a couple of soft ends on some of these, I'm not going to use those. I'm using the hard ones that don't have, the harder ones that don't have the soft ends. That means that part is going bad, right? Okay? So I'm going to slice these up. You can slice them in circles on top of these little pizzas. You can also slice them down the side like this, right? See that? Okay? You can slice them down the sides like that. Slice them thin, right? You can even do little pieces if you want, but there we go. There's 2 pieces right there. You see that, you guys? How cool is that? You guys just got here, if you just arrived, right? It's the Medical Medium Cooking Show. If you don't know who I am, #1 New York Times best-selling author. Okay? You might have seen me on TV, Extra TV, right? As one of the masters on Extra. Or maybe you've seen me on, that one's actually soft right there. That's what real soft. Maybe you see me on Entertainment Tonight or something, or somewhere else. Maybe you've heard about somebody healing with medical medium information. Maybe you've talked to a doctor that knows me. I've counseled doctors for over 30 years. Even the famous ones out there. Okay? I'm the closet helper. Meaning like, some doctors, they just don't go out and said, I just had a call with medical medium because my wife is sick and I had to reach out to medical medium. But I'm not going to tell everybody here that he's the guy that's saving my wife's life after we've gone to every doctor in the country or anything else. So I'm well known in the healing community, well known in the medical community, the conventional medical community, I'm well known. I'm also well known in the alternative medical community too. Let's go check those pizzas. Couple more minutes and they're coming along. I made them a little thicker, the dough a little thicker. You can make them, like how do you like your pizza? Do you like the thick crust? Do you like the whole like Chicago pizza where it's like the thick crust, right? Do you like the thin crust, like, like if you've gone to like Naples, Italy, and it's so thin, right? So hope you do this again. This is so helpful and much fun. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna do this again. You guys, we're gonna do this. This is Medical Medium Cooking Show from now on. We're doing it here, and then on YouTube we're gonna be doing like the other stuff. You guys, the other stuff. Rumble will do the other stuff, right? So I'm cutting these up, right? I'm cutting them the long way. Now you can go also the short way here like this, right? You can do it this way too, where you get circles. Now the recipe has the circles. So I'm just doing them differently. See? You got the circles right there. We'll do a couple more. I need a few more, you guys. It's an honor to have you here. We're live. We're on Amazon Live. How cool is that? Don't you love that? It's really special. And we're just cutting a few more circles here if you guys don't mind. I'll cut tomatoes for you guys any day. Any day. You guys know I'm at your service. Anybody who knows the medical medium and knows me, right? You guys know it's all about free, 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 free. You guys know that, right? Anybody who knows me, I don't charge for courses, for programs. I don't have subscription fees on my website. I give out free information to save lives, right? That's what I'm known for. Everything's free, free, free. So I'm letting you know. But the books, hey, you know, you gotta pay at least for the paper that's made for the books. 51% off Amazon.com right now. This book is legendary. I say that because what it has done, it's a gold emblem on the book. You won't see other health authors do that or show that gold emblem right there. Because in the health world, it's impossible to sell even over 1 million copies in the health world with the book. This is millions and millions of copies, medical medium books sold around the world. It's the best-selling book series in health in the world, 6.5 years running now, going on 7 years. And it's a miracle because the information didn't come from the chatter that is confusing everybody out there. The information came from above. You guys got to experience it yourself. But there's a forewarning and a disclaimer I'm going to give you right now. Your mind's going to get blown. So if you're somebody that's never read this book, your mind is going to be blown. I have to forewarn you, it's important. Because when you get in here, you can be like, what? What? I gotta get off. I gotta shake the brainwashing out there that's happened because he's talking about truth I've never heard before. And it's like your mind just gets blown. Just prepare. Amazon customer says, this book has saved my life. Incredible. The book is amazing and life-changing. The comments are going so up so quick, you guys. I'm just trying to kind of catch them when I can. Incredible. Yes, it's a healing Bible. That's what another person said. Amazon customer said, saved my life. Another Amazon customer said, saved my life. Incredible. Thank you. Another Amazon okay. And then, yeah, incredible. Incredible. All right. Let's get these pizzas out. Let's get them out. Let's make some room. I'm going to call this the medical medium messy cooking kitchen. That's what I think I'm going to call it. It's getting messy in here. Yeah. All right, let's take a look. I think we can take these out. Yeah. Yeah, we can take these out. Look out. They puff up. They puff up. Here we are right here. So these are them. These are gluten-free. I have to repeat myself with that one because people are really worried about gluten. I'm worried about gluten. I don't want anybody on gluten, right? Because they might have something else going. That I've been teaching about gluten. If you guys want to know the inside about gluten, the inside, the scoop about it, check out the other platforms of medical mediums. I can give you the details, right? But this is just awesome. Now I'm gonna slip these right on here. Okay? So what I'm gonna do, move my knife. You guys cool if I do that? Pan was hot. Let's throw some sauce on here. Let's do it. So we got these going here. I'm just gonna, first of all, I'm gonna make sure they come off, right? You gotta kind of like make sure they cooked good enough. There we go, right? So they actually They're not sticking. See what I'm doing, you guys? Check that out, right? You guys, should I do more of these Amazon Live cooking shows? Because I'm planning on it, right? We're going to be doing all kinds of stuff on here. It's no joke. And we're going to be doing tips. You guys, I'm counting the tips. I think we covered a lot of tips already that are pretty cool, right? I got some more tips coming, don't worry. Here's the funny thing. You know why with medical meme information it's always endless? Who can put out books like this where they're medical textbooks, and who can put them out like that much original information, right? And who can have that many tips and protocols, right? Every year. No health author has done that in history because it's not coming from me. So the tips are endless. They're coming from above. You guys know that. And I know that's shocking for anybody that might be new here, right? But don't knock it till you try it. Don't knock it till you try it. And so the tips are going to come. They're always going to be here. Every little tip about every fruit, vegetable, herb, spice, leafy green, the whole bit. Whoa, everybody's saying yes. Everybody's like, yeah. Yep. I'm honored. So, okay, we got a sauce. Let's do this. Let's figure this out. All right. We got a sauce right here. I'm showing you guys. So I'll give you a close-up on the sauce real quick, and then we'll do this. So that's the sauce. You guys can see. You guys get a good look right there. And then I'm going to put it right on here like this. Now, you don't have to use a lot. Man, there's so many different people that like their pizza a certain way. My God. My family's the same way. My dad and my mom. My mom be like, I like the pizza with a thinner crust. I don't like all that dough. My dad says, I don't like a pizza with a lot of cheese. Don't like a lot of cheese. Right? It's everybody I know. It's like, well, I don't like a lot of sauce on my pizza. I don't like a lot of sauce on my pizza. Like, yeah, but weren't you just eating any pizza that was like 2 days old in college that was sitting in an old pizza box that was stuffed under a bed somewhere, and you pulled it out after being drunk and you just ate the whole pizza and it had mold on the crust and everything, and now you're a pizza connoisseur now? Like, it's got to be perfect? You're eating like old pizza that's 2 days old, that's got beer all over it, spilt on it, somebody else at some kind of party. You're in college and you're just eating moldy old pizza 2 days later, and now you're a pizza expert years later, huh? You're in a restaurant going, I don't like my pizza like that. But nobody knew that you were just chugging down moldy pizza underneath the bed at school. I tell you, people just, they make you laugh. All right, let's see. You know, I said I was going to take the show really serious before I came on. And you know, my assistants were helping me too with this because it's big production, right? And, you know, I said I'd take this serious and not crack any jokes. They're like, don't crack too many jokes. All right, we got this on here. Let's put some onion pieces on here. I'm putting the thin sliced onions on here. Not too many jokes. This is a new show, right? I'm going to put some mushroom on there too. I'm putting a little bit of onion, okay? So you guys, now, be you. Be you. Don't be me. Don't be somebody else. Be you. If you like onion, put it on. You don't like onion, don't put it on, right? Okay? So, I'm going to put a little onion on here. Now, you can put the onion on top. I'm going to put a little bit, you can put it on top. You can put it underneath. You don't have to have it on at all. You can put it on later if you want. You don't even have to have it on at all. So I'm going to take some pieces and have some pizzas without them. How about that? I'm not going to put onion on every one of them. Let's do that. All right? All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's put some other stuff on. We got some mushrooms on here. Let's do that. So, you guys, if you don't like mushrooms, don't use them. If you like mushrooms, you could use them. You could do that. All right, I'm not going to put mushrooms on these yet. I'm going to put some, might do something else. Put some zucchinis on these, all right? Let's do that. So some zucchinis on here, right? Go with the thin slices if you can. I want to give you guys a tip on mushrooms, if that's okay. Can I give you a tip? It's not just about, you know, every time I see out there, somebody be like, if the mushroom gets too slimy, then don't use the mushroom, right? If it gets too slimy or something. But that's just one aspect, right? If you see the divots in the mushrooms, you see that too many divots are in them, in the mushroom's actually oxidizing. Remember that. Really important. I've never heard that anywhere. Never heard anybody talk about it. I'm still like, how come? How come no one's figuring that out yet? You know, so SOC taught me that one, right? So you don't want the one with divots. Like here's a mushroom that somehow is just problematic, right? I'm not going to put that mushroom on there. There's divots. If you want to see the close-up right here, I want to show you this. This is really an important thing. And what I don't like about these divots right here that you're seeing, okay? Those divots means it's oxidizing that mushroom. See all the divots right there? That's not good because oxidation, you don't want foods that are oxidizing. You just don't want that. You want foods that are doing the opposite. So I wanted to show you that. See the difference right here? Okay? And here's a mushroom. See how smooth that is? It just has a dent on the top right over here, right? It has one bruise under here. There's a difference between all the divots, like all the oxidation. Make sure you know that. It's not just about if the mushroom's slimy or not. One more tip too. The bottom of the mushroom, the stem. That will tell you how fresh the mushroom is. How brown and corroded is the bottom. Just keep that in mind too. Sometimes they're green at the bottom. Toss those out. Toss those mushrooms out. Just want to give you a couple of tips I haven't heard anywhere. All right, we'll put some zucchinis, a couple more zucchinis on here. Is what we'll do, like this. Now, what's great about this, it's like a creative project too, is what it is. Now I'm going to put some whole pieces of tomato on here as well. There we go. Look at that. It's nothing like having some tomato on top, too. Even though it's a tomato sauce, there's something really special about tomato. You guys know there's a lot of vitamin C in tomato, right? Keep that in mind. Vitamin C. Lots of vitamin C in tomato. Yep. You know why? Tomato's a fruit. That's why. All fruit has a lot of vitamin C in it compared to anything else. All fruit. So that's important to know right there. So putting a little bit of this in here. Wow. Thanks for the great tips. Incredible. All right. So I'm going to put this back in the oven soon. Let me just make sure everything's on it. I think everything we need to be on here is on here. We got some with onion. We got some with zucchini. Got some with mushrooms. We're looking good. Let's get this back on the pan. So we're going to slide these babies back on the pan if you guys are okay with that. Okay. I want to give you guys a little bit of a camera show right there. How's it look? Okay. All right. Let's get these back in. Got them in. Oven's at 400. Let's make sure that we get the rest of everything ready. What is that going to be? We got some basil. We got some arugula cleaning off the top here. What I like about this is you can make these all day long if you want. It's okay to freeze mushrooms? Yes, it is. It's okay to freeze mushrooms. Absolutely, you can freeze them. Do you wash the mushrooms? I do. I do wash the mushrooms. I wash them in hot water. Doesn't have to be, not scalding water. No, just hot water out of the tap. Doesn't have to be real hot. But hot water is what I wash them and soak them in. That's what I do. I'll show you, we'll do another show where I'm washing everything, you guys. You guys will be blown away by my, like how I wash everything in the washing process. I can give you guys hundreds of tips just on the washing aspect that no one's thought of, no one knows. That's why anybody new here, please stay tuned for the future shows because you're going to get something out of the show you're not going to get anywhere else out there. A whole bunch of things you're not going to get anywhere else out, including if you look into this book. Right? Right now there's 14,000+ Amazon reviews on this book right now. 14,000 Amazon reviews, not 79 reviews, not 14 reviews, not 150 reviews, not 2,000 reviews, 14,000 reviews, right? So make sure you check that out when you can, which is really cool. So I'm going to chop up some basil, show you some tips on that. You want to see a washing video? You guys are going to see a lot of that stuff. I'm excited. I'm going to do it. There's a lot of tips. So many of you guys always ask about the washing, right? And what I do. If anybody came here and you're new and you're like, oh, well, I could watch any cooking show. Actually, not true. You're gonna see things and hear things here that you haven't heard anywhere else. That's just going to be, and that's just a fact. That's just a fact. You can do a few things with basil. All right. Now, you can eat the basil stem, right? Really strong, though. Really, really strong. All right. I mean, if you're somebody dealing with any kind of bad breath or anything, you can chew the heck out of these stems and knock the smell out. I'm just going to tell you, that's what you can do. If you're somebody that just ate a bunch of garlic and you got serious garlic breath and it's bothering someone like a loved one or a partner or somebody like that or a best friend, you can chew the basil stem and knock that garlic stink out. Nobody knows that. I'm giving you some basil tips right here. Incredible. Anthony Williams information. Cured my pancreatitis. He's a lifesaver. Honored you're here. Pancreatitis is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. Your tips are so valuable. I'm looking forward to the washing show. You guys, the washing show. It's going to be an insane show. All right, so I'm talking about the stem. I keep the stem out. You can keep the stem in the cooking. It's perfectly fine. You can cook with the basil stem. You can use part of basil leaves. You can do this, right? You can take the basil leaf and put things on like your pizza. A lot of people do the basil. You can also give it a nice thin little chop too. You can also do that as well. So you can give it, right, a nice thin chop going across like that, okay? And can do that. I like making it really small, personally. I don't like grabbing a big basil leaf. So I'm going to do a little chopping here if you guys just bear with me. I sound like I'm like vibrating, like it's crazy. The voice is like sounding crazy with that chopping. Hey everybody. All right. So I like it small. That's the way I like it. How do you guys like your basil leaves? Oh my God, giving basil stems to my hub. He's eating garlic every day. I'm glad he's eating garlic every day. But yeah, basil stems, you're probably not glad he's eating garlic every day. Sorry about that. You're not glad. What does it matter if I'm glad if he's eating garlic stems? Not garlic stems. Wait, well, you can eat garlic stems too, but don't eat garlic stems. Basil stems. No, garlic. He's eating garlic. You know what it is? There's some aromatic power coming off this basil right now that's putting me in some kind of trance. Because I just said your husband's eating basil garlic stems. All right. Now the reason why I like the basil that small, okay? The reason why? Want to know why? I like to use a little bit and spread it out like that. I like basil enhancing everything, but if you just have a leaf here and a leaf there, I mean, this is my opinion. You can have it you can put pieces of leaves anywhere you want. But I like to do it that way, where I'm just sprinkling the basil about. All right. Some basil there. Got some arugula here too. Need to put a leaf on the pizza, and you could put a leaf in there. I'm gonna do that, a couple little leaves, but I'm also gonna sprinkle on a couple too. I'm gonna show you a couple different options, right? Okay, great. All right, I got a red bell pepper here, and I forgot, but I was gonna put a couple slices on one of them, and I didn't. I forgot. But you can do red bell pepper too, anytime you want. You can also do that. Here's what's great about this pizza. If you want to make it your way, you do it. You do it. If you're if you know the people you're cooking for, you know, they don't like it the way you made it, say it's your way or the highway. But bottom line is, you can make it any way you want, though. You can put a little basil. You can put a little arugula. Now, I'm doing the basil arugula thing. That's what I'm doing here. But you can go with rosemary. You can chop up a little bit of rosemary, throw it on there. You can chop up another herb and throw it on there. You can go in so many different directions. You can do rosemary, sage. You can do thyme. You can do different options on the pizza. What I like about the pizza is, as long as you got the potato, as long as you got the dough, right, you guys, then you can do anything you want. What's in the fridge? What's in the fridge? Well, I got a red bell pepper in here I didn't eat that got there a week ago. I got some celery. I can chop up some thin slices of celery. I got some tomato. Wait, what do you have in the fridge? I got a zucchini. Wait, I got something else. And basically, you can make anything you want, what kind of pizza you want. There's a reason why medical medium recipes are like they do. They are, you know, and all this other reason. But you can still alter it with what you need to do if you have to. It's perfectly fine. You can do it this way. You can do it another way, but you can still do it. You can still alter it if you like. So that's the recipe there. So I'm going to check these. I think these things are done. I think they're done. So just give me 1 second. You guys can. I'm gonna throw these here real quick. Okay. So I'm gonna put a little basil that I just chopped up. You guys saw that. So I'm gonna put a little bit of basil on this one, just like this. Right? Some loose pieces, but I'm also going to put some leaves on here too, because so many people like it. Just leaf. I do too. I mean, I'm not saying I don't, but you can grab pieces of the leaf like this. You could just tear it. I put it in a couple different spots, right? You don't have to cut it. You can actually tear a little bit of the leaves. Okay, and then we're going to put these pizzas in a nice little spot in a minute. So I'm going to do a little arugula, do a little bit more basil this way too. Here's a tip about arugula. If you start seeing a few yellow ones in the box, don't buy that box. If you grab your arugula box or arugula bag, I'm going to give you a couple tips. If you see too much moisture in the arugula bag, don't buy it. You should write this down. Are you guys writing this down? Because you're going to forget. Because it's easy to forget. It's really easy to forget. I would write this one down. You go in shopping for your arugula, and you see arugula, and you see moisture in the arugula, in the package or the bag. Don't buy it. If you're shopping for arugula, and you see a couple of yellow leaves, but yet they still, all the other leaves look green, but you see a bunch of yellow leaves, like one yellow leaf here, one yellow leaf in your arugula package or container, don't buy it. You want to see it dry, and you want to see it without the yellow pieces. Yellow pieces means that arugula is really old, and wet and moist means it's going. It means moisture got in with arugula, and arugula with moisture, you can get bacteria in and around it. You want it nice and dry like this and fluffy in your packages. If I watch a cooking show somewhere, I'm like, dude, why don't you tell them about, no, why don't you say, oh, that's right. You don't know, that's why. You know, it's like what you watch cooking experts all the time out there, and it's like, and they're giving tips like, how come those tips aren't really useful? Like, how come, wait, you're an expert chef. Why don't you tell them about that? Oh, I forgot. Because you don't know. That's why. And so the thing is here, what you're going to learn at the Medical Medium Cooking Show, not that I'm any great person. I'm just saying you're going to learn tips that you've never heard before, and you're going to be able to better your life in that way, so many ways. Does this apply to all herbs? No leaves. That doesn't apply to all herbs. It doesn't apply to all of them. But the arugula I'm just talking about. So let's add a little bit of arugula. Now we can cut the arugula in pieces. I'm going to put a couple of nice little pretty pieces on top right here. Like this. I'm going to put a little bit more basil over here on these. Let's get this on a platter. All right, let's go. Let's get this on a platter somewhere. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put this like this for a second. Actually, I'm going to hold this. See, guys, let's get this on camera. We've got this on the special camera here. There we go. You guys see this? What do you think? You know, what do you not see on these pizzas? What do you not see? Well, I don't see cheese. Nope. Cheese free. Somebody lactose intolerant, meaning like that's what you're told or that's what you're worried about. There's no cheese on here. There's no vegan cheese on here either. Vegan cheese is terrible stuff. I'm just saying. But there's no cheese. There's no fake cheese on here. There's no real cheese on here. You don't need the cheese on here to make these incredible gluten-free pizzas. You don't need the cheese on here. If you're somebody that likes cheese, you can put cheese on it if you really like. It won't be a medical medium recipe, but it'll be fun. Maybe you'll just want to make your own or craft your own, and you're gonna make and craft your own, right? And then you'd be like, yeah, but I like cheese, so I'm gonna put some cheese on mine. That medical medium, he doesn't like cheese. All right. So then we're going to put another big one on here too. Okay, you guys, just moving things over. And we got this really big one right here. Yep. There we go. Just making some room. Make room. Okay? And I'm going to grab this. There we go. All right. We got them on there. We got the mini pizzas. Medical medium style. Incredible, right? I'm going to grab this little one right here if you guys are okay. That's really good. All right, that's insane. That's really good. You know what I taste? Tomato sauce is like top notch. And that's how easy that tomato sauce was. How easy is that, right? I taste the fresh tomato on top. Taste a little bit of the onion on there. That is so good. That is so good. I'm going to grab this other little one and take one more bite. Amazing. I can't help it. So good, you guys. So if you guys, we're going to be doing this. Try to do this once a week. Medical Medium Cooking Show. Me talking about tips about everything. You're going to learn stuff about garlic you never knew. Ever. I got probably 50 tips tucked away on garlic. That'll blow your mind, too. That'll blow your mind. Learn about red pepper tips. All these things that aren't even here, we're going to learn about. In the fruits and vegetables, herbs, leafy greens, spices, wild foods. You're going to learn a lot of tips. It's going to be really exciting. A lot of pieces of critical information, too. You're going to learn about lots of different stuff I haven't even covered. So that's how cool this is going to be. Right? So, I'm going to make a quick announcement, by the way. So a little bit later on, quick announcement and stuff, too. And, yeah. I'm going to do a quick live, you guys, on YouTube, Rumble, okay? So make sure, Telegram, YouTube, Rumble, TikTok, right? I'm going to do one right now. So I'm going to head there and do right now. So right when we shut down right now in the moment, we're going to go and I'm going to do a quick live somewhere else. So catch me on TikTok. You can catch me on you know, YouTube, catch me on, you know, all the different Rumble, you can catch me on there, but I'm going to do some lives right after this. If you guys want to come over with me. Yeah, today in a little bit, just a quick one. I'm really excited though. Make sure you check out the book, 51% off, $16.99 on Amazon. And legendary book of what it has done is just incredible. If you guys just came on here, you don't know who I am, #1 New York Times bestselling author. You're so loving the cooking. You're so loving the cooking. That keeps on going up. You learned so much today. AW, awesome cooking show. Incredible. So glad. I learned so much, AW. The comments are flying up. Thank you for all you're doing. I saw that. Incredible. All right, you guys. See you soon. I'm going to go pop on and do some more lives, and I'll see you there. You guys know I love you, and we're going to have a lot of fun here. A lot of fun with Amazon Live. I'm going to do them regularly. We're going to do the Medical Medium cooking show, and we're going to be in the Medical Medium kitchen, and we're going to share tips. We're going to share lots of stuff, and we're going to juice. We're going to do all kinds of things. Heck, I mean, we're going to have some fun. Anyway, I really do care about you guys. I love you guys. And proud of all of you for everything that you're going through. Proud of so many of you that have gotten off Mattress Island using Medical Medium information, bettering your lives, getting your lives saved, moving forward with your life. Proud of all of you. And I'll see you soon. I'm going to pop on and do some other lives coming up.